So we'll start on our backs. So I'll meet you there. You might have a block nearby if you've got one. Not necessary, but it might come in useful. And then as you find yourself on your back, just take a moment to get that back body acquainted with the ground. And that might mean bringing the knees towards your chest, rocking a bit from side to side, front to back. And maybe if you've been on your feet quite a bit, this feels really nice. You might find some rotations through your ankles, a little wiggle through your toes. If your feet have been in socks and shoes for a while, it might be nice to take those off. And then eventually come to some stillness, planting your feet. And you can plant your feet towards the edges of your mat. Your knees are bent, and then let your knees rest in against one another. Bring your hands to rest on the belly area, the lower rib cage, and then just make some slight adjustments to your spine on the ground. So that will mean kind of a little rocking on your sacrum, tilting the pelvis slightly forward and then slightly back. And move back and forth a few times, and then notice as well how that translates in some movement through the rest of your spine. You might even feel that your head slides forward and back too. And then find the place that is most comfortable for you. It might be a place in between. And then just take a moment to roll your shoulders and plant your shoulder blades. Your chin slightly towards your chest. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes, do so. And for these first moments of practice, we're just going to breathe here. So hands on your torso, a reminder of that breath. And see if you can breathe a little bit deeper, make your breath a bit longer. But don't strain, don't force. And then notice how the torso is moving under your hands. As you breathe in, you'll feel it move towards your hands some. And then as you breathe out, feel it move away from your hands also some. And then continue like that a few cycles. Become aware not only of the movement of your breath, but also the sound. And then use your next inhale to reach your arms overhead, any amount. And if it feels comfortable to extend your legs all the way out onto the mat, do so. And then begin to reach through your fingers and begin to reach through your toes. And then you could move side to side, pushing forward through your right foot and reaching back through your right fingers, and then switching. Doing it with the left side, and then a few more. From side to side. And then bring yourself back through center. Walk your feet some towards the right side. And then walk your arms also towards the right. Maybe your head slides towards the right too. If you were watching yourself from your ceiling, you'd see your body trying to make kind of like a letter C shape, or maybe you could equate it to a banana shape. And then as you're ready, bring hands, head through center, legs through center, and let's take it to the other side. Walk your feet towards the left, and then walk your arms, maybe your head too, some towards the right. And then again, finding that C shape with your body. It's a big stretch for the right side here. And then bring yourself back through center. And then bend both knees, plant the feet, bring your arms by your side, press into your feet in a gentle bridge pose, lifting your hips. So we're using bridge pose to find some space in the fronts of the hips, a little engagement through the glutes, but don't overdo it. Your hamstrings are working also, but again, you're not finding the maximum effort here. And take another inhale. And then as you exhale, lower your hips. Bring the right knee into your chest and give it a squeeze. And then find those rotations again through your right ankle, a wiggle through your toes. And then the opposite direction. And then pause that, bring your hands behind your right thigh. See if you can keep your thigh in place as you straighten and bend your right leg any amount. So it might not go all the way straight, perfectly fine. A few times bending and straightening. See if you can keep that sacrum planted on the ground. And then the next time that your right leg is more straight, pause there. Try drawing your toes a little bit more towards your shin, pushing away through the heel. And then now point your toes away from you. And then try that again. Toes towards the shin. And then toes away. And then another one. Draw them in. And point them away. And then draw those toes back in towards the shin, and then bend your right knee, a reclined figure 4, ankle over thigh, as you invite your right knee to move away from you. Now you could pause here, or you could find some movement from side to side. Your hands could be on your torso, you could bring them out into a T, whatever you'd like. And then let this figure 4 drop any amount towards the left, and then back through center, any amount towards the right. So it doesn't have to come all the way to the floor, but if it does and that feels good, then go ahead. And a few more movements like this. As the legs move from side to side, your chest is still facing up. Your breath is still happening. And let's do one more. The next time that figure 4 comes back through center, release it, plant your right foot. We're coming back into bridge pose. Arms by your side, palms facing down. Press into the feet and lift your hips. Any amount that feels good here. Maybe not only a stretch through the fronts of the hips, maybe you invite a little bit more stretch through the fronts of your shoulders. Another breath. And then gently lower the hips back down, and now bring your left knee in towards your chest. Invite that rotation through your left ankle, the wiggle through your toes. Your back body is staying down. Continue with your breath as you rotate in the other direction. And then as you're ready, pause that. Bring the hands behind the left thigh. Keep the thigh in place as you bend and straighten through that left knee a few times. And then the next time that your leg is more straight, we're pausing there. We're going to explore the toes drawing towards the shin. Quite the stretch through the calf, the back of your ankle, and then the toes moving away from us, pointing towards the ceiling. And then again, toes towards us, toes away, and toes towards, and toes away. The next time that your toes are drawing towards the shin, we're going to bend that left knee, and we're going for figure 4. Now on this side, left ankle just over your right thigh, and then you're inviting that left knee to move away from you. Or you could pause here, just like we did before, or you could extend your arms out and let your legs shift from side to side. Just noticing what feels good here. So some movement, Some release through the back body, lower back and hips. Continue with your breath. And then the next time that you come back through center, release your left foot. Bring both knees actually into your chest, and then one hand onto each knee as you invite some rotation through the hips. And so your back body, as you do this, stays in the same position, but you're feeling your femur bone, your thigh bone rotating in the hip socket, switching directions as you're ready. And then the next time that your knees come back through center, we're going to bring the hands behind the thighs, take the legs up towards the ceiling, both together, and just give yourself a stretch here. Imagine that you were trying to reach your toes up towards the ceiling, but keep your sacrum down. Another breath in. And then on your exhale, see if you can take your legs overhead any amount, so sacrum, hips might lift. And then on your exhale, see if you can come all the way forward to find a seat. And then once you find your seat, bring the soles of the feet together, the knees go wide. Your hands could be behind you, supporting your spine here, or if you feel comfortable, bringing your hands around your shins or ankles, you could do that. And then allow your knees to float up and down a few times. And then extend your right leg out to the side. Bring your left foot a little bit more towards your right inner thigh. Activate that right leg, meaning that you're pushing away through the heel and pushing down as your toes draw towards you. Your shoulders over your hips. As you inhale, reach your arms up. And on your exhale, find a side bend towards the right leg. Inhale, come back through center. And then as you exhale, left hand behind you, right hand crosses, twist. We'll do that again. Inhale back through center. Exhale towards the right. Inhale, center. And exhale to your left. On your inhale, come back through center. One more. Exhale, side bend. And inhale, center. And exhale to twist. As you inhale, coming back through center, interlace your fingers overhead and palms towards the ceiling, stretch away. Release that, and then when you're ready, switch the legs. Bring the right foot in and extend your left leg out towards the left. Both sit bones planted, left foot drawing towards us. Reach your arms tall, breathing in. Exhale to a side bend left. Inhale, return. And exhale to find your twist to the right. With your breath, inhale. Side bend. Inhale. And twist. One more of each. As you inhale, returning through center, and on your exhale, releasing those hands. From here, bring that left foot in and make your way into a table pose. You're going to plant your hands and plant your knees. And once you get here, give the tops of the feet a tap against the ground. And then tuck your toes, and we're going to stretch the soles of the feet. So you're going to send your sit bones back. Not necessarily down to the heels, but kind of straight back. So keep that neutral spine, pushing through your hands. And then maybe here, floating your knees, but see if it feels right. Not too much effort. We're going to focus on that stretch through the soles of the feet. Another breath in. And then on your exhale, return the knees down, return the hips over the knees. Untuck the toes, and now some rotation through your ankles. And one direction, and then in the other. And then pausing that, inhale, tailbone towards the ceiling, belly towards the floor, chest forward, gaze up, cow pose. And then exhale, chin to chest, space between the shoulder blades, rounding through the spine, tailbone tucks, cat. Slow it down. Again, inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat. We'll do one more. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. And then find a neutral spine. From here, take your left foot to the left, tuck your toes, and then lift your left knee, open it up left, and then see if you can plant your left heel. And then return. Left knee down, left foot back. Try that again. Left foot out, tucking the toes. Lift the left knee, open it up. Come onto the left heel, planting your left foot. Your left knee will be pointing left. And then return that movement again. Knee down, left foot back. We'll do it one more time and we're going to stay. So we're going to take that left foot out, tucking the toes. Again, lifting the knee, rotate. Plant your left foot completely. So left toes and left knee now are pointing towards the left side of your room. And then we're going to shift the hips from side to side. So think about your sitting bones going towards your left heel and then returning. And again, if it's helpful, see it from the front. I'm going side to side here. As I go towards the left, I'm getting a stretch through inner thigh, groin area. I'm finding this side movement. And then the next time that you're a bit more towards the left, walk your hands in and see if you can lift through your torso. You might bring your left forearm onto your left thigh, and then you might bring your right arm by your ear, kind of like a kneeling side angle. Rather than collapsing into your left thigh, push away. Keep that broadness through your chest. Take one more breath in. And then as you exhale, return. Hands down. Coming onto the ball of the feet, lowering the knee. And then left foot returns. You back into your regular table pose. Give it a cow and a cat. And then let's try the same thing, but on the right side. So the right foot is going to go out to the right. We're coming onto the ball of the foot. And then once you've got that, lift that right knee, open up, that right heel plants. So you'll end up with your right toes and your right knee pointing up towards the right side. And then again, onto the ball of the foot, pivot, lower the knee, bring that right foot in. Try that again. Out to the side, tucking the toes, opening up, and back in. And then this time we'll do it and we'll stay. Once you've got that, we'll move side to side. And feel free to have your hands on blocks, or maybe you're on your fingertips. You might try moving your right foot a little further away from you if you feel like it. Notice again that stretch through the groin area, the inner thigh. And then the next time that you're bending and leaning more towards the right side, maybe your torso lifts, maybe your right arm rests on your right thigh and your left arm by your ear as you find this kneeling side angle. Try not to collapse into right shoulder, right leg. Push away, broaden that chest and breathe. One more here. And then return. Hands come down. We're coming onto the ball of the foot. Pivot. Right knee down. Right foot back. You're back in your table pose. And as you inhale, cow. This time on your exhale, tuck your toes and take it into a down dog. But let's find this shorter down dog with the feet a bit wider. And you could also do hands a bit wider. Quite a stretch through the backs of the legs, heels planted. Maybe the knees are bent, maybe not. Maybe you try lifting your toes. And you might look from side to side, relaxing through the neck. Another breath in. And another breath out. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, return the knees to the mat. Shift your feet to one side and come back to a seated position. Your feet in front of you. Feet wide, knees wide, hands supporting your spine, your torso, maybe even leaning back some. And then we'll drop the knees towards the left. And we'll bring them back through center, drop them to the right. And bring them back through center, and again, left, center, and right. And then back through center, take them over to the left side, and then right hand comes over, finding a rotation towards the space behind us. Extra space, right hip flexor area, a nice stretch through the left side of the torso, waist, ribs. As you're ready, right hand comes back all the way through center. Drop the knees towards your right side, and then left arm comes over as you turn any amount towards the space behind you. Same idea here. See if you can feel that stretch through the left hip, front hip. And maybe you can breathe into this right rib cage, right side of your waist. And then use your next inhale to return back through center, heel to toe your feet in. And then we're going to lower onto our backs and have a block or something equivalent nearby if you'd like. So you can find that back body planted, maybe slow and controlled as you feel each part of the back body arrive on the ground. And then once the back body is down, just take a moment to situate it. Maybe the knees come into the chest. Maybe you move your chin from one shoulder to the other. And then we'll plant the feet, knees bent, and we're going to find a supported bridge pose. So when you're ready, lift your hips and then slide that block right under your sacrum. Your block has different heights, so find the height that works for you. Depending on what you are using, the edges might be a little kind of sharp on your back, so you could cover the block or equivalent with a blanket. So make it nice for yourself. Remember, you're going to be resting on your sacrum, not lower back. And then once you've got that, you choose. I'll give you a few options. You see which one's going to serve you best. We're going to stay for a little bit. I mean, not too long, but maybe a minute or two. So option one is to be exactly as you are. This might feel nice. Option two maybe is bringing the soles of the feet together and letting the knees drop away from one another. Option three is legs more or less parallel, but walking your feet away from the block. And then last option would be to lift the legs towards the ceiling. And you could do that with the knees bent, keeping the heels of the feet heavy towards the ground, or you could extend the legs up. If there's another option that you'd like to take that you know feels nice, definitely go there. Get to a place in which you can stay for a little bit. You might even close your eyes. And then you might feel that you can relax into this place right away. The mind is calm, the body is settled. It's great. If you find that the body is settled but the mind gets a little anxious or active, you might use your breath to kind of settle that attention, noticing that there is action and movement as you breathe in and breathe out. If you find that the mind wants to look for that calmness, but the body kind of doesn't feel that comfortable, so it doesn't really allow you to relax, then maybe the shape that you chose is not that appropriate for you now. So you might choose to shift to a different position. And we're going to spend the last few moments of practice in stillness, in savasana. So if the position that you choose is one in which you're feeling great and you can settle and definitely stay. If not, begin to make your way out. So that might mean lowering your feet or bringing your knees back in towards one another. And then it might mean lifting your hips off the block, moving it out of the way, and then slowly lowering those hips down. And as you do that, see if you can lengthen through the spine, sit bones towards your heels. And then once the back body, the hips arrive on the ground, there might be some little wiggles, some little movements in order to counter the position you were in. And in order to make you extra comfortable for these last moments of practice. So feel free to take those little movements and then eventually find stillness in whatever position is going to be most conducive to that rest. And for the next few moments, there is nothing else to do. Allow yourself to be. Shavasana. Allow yourself to stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. I will end practice here, acknowledging the practice itself, acknowledging ourselves, acknowledging those who have practiced with us, acknowledging those who have made it possible. And thanking you for your practice, ending with a word that means that the light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Namaste.